welcome to another episode of Rooted and Rising, a podcast where we explore deep connections that help us ground while taking the bold steps to elevate our lives. I'm your host, Ramneek Dillon, and today we have a truly fascinating conversation lined up for you. My guest today is a gifted psychic medium based in Abbotsford, BC, who has dedicated her life bridging the gap between this world and the next. She comes from a long line of spiritual practitioners and offers guidance, healing, and connection to those who need it the most. I'm honored to have with us the incredible Kelly Chapman. Kelly, thank you so much for being here.
And thank you for having me.
How are you feeling today?
I'm pretty good, actually. Thank you.
That is so amazing to have you, Kelly. Kelly, with your work is so profound and personal. The name of our podcast is Rooted and Rising, and this actually signifies with you as well. Your work is actually deeply rooted in your family history.
Correct.
Can you please take us back to your journey? How did it all begin?
Oh, I'm not sure how it all began, but my one grandmother, great-grandmother, was from England. And she practiced doing what I'm doing in London, Ontario for many years. And people from far as Texas used to come up to see her. Mm-hmm. My grandfather on my mom's side, he was into using tea leaves. So we each use a certain tool per se. And my nanny used gypsy cards in a crystal ball. And my grandfather, he used tea leaves, and I use a tarot deck and oracle cards.
Okay. Yeah. So, Kelly, was there any moment growing up where you realized that this was just not a feeling, this was actually a genuine ability?
It's kind of interesting you mentioned the word feeling.
Yeah.
When I used to walk, I'm from London, Ontario, as I said, and when I was a child and I had to walk to and from school, I was petrified. And I didn't know why, it just kept saying, it felt like feelings. And any place that we moved, including Goderich, Ontario, I'd see spirits, but in London, for some reason, it scared me. And my aunt figures it's because it's such an old place that probably a lot of the dead see me as a walking flashlight down the road, right? And it was easier. I had to grab somebody living, their hands, in order to transfer the energy off.
Wow.
It was scary bananas as a kid. Yeah.
How old were you back then?
When I first started really realizing that something was a little more than just a feeling, we were living in this house in Goderich, and they had really old homes there, like the real tall brick buildings, and I was in the attic, I guess, in the bedroom, and I kept seeing an old man when I was sleeping, but when I woke up, he was hovering outside of my bedroom window. And then I kept sharing all this stuff with my mother throughout the years, and she never told me until my 20s that she went around inquiring to see if I was Nanny Elizabeth Wakeling Twitchett in the gifts. And it turned out she said, you were accurate on everything you said. Wow. So that was like as I described him and everything. And and premonitions parked outside of a house. Like Ontario had just experienced the same storm that happened when we were living, I think it was just outside of Lucan, Ontario. And that was the year when everything stood still for 3 days. And they rented this house just prior. And I was left outside in the car, and I didn't want to go in this house. I just had bad vibes.
Yeah.
Well, it turned out that this was in the fall. Winter came along. I didn't go to school, whatever reason that day. My brother did. He got trapped in school for 3 days. My dad at the gas station for 3 days. And we were trapped in this house. And we always had wood heat. And my mom couldn't get to the wood because it was a blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
So she chopped up everything she could in the house, try to keep us warm.
So you could already see all that.
Yeah, like I just had vibes.
Yeah.
And through those vibes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this happened when you were in your early 20s, right?
No, this started as I was a child.
Uh-huh.
And my mother had been checking into everything I had been saying throughout the years, inquiring.
Mm-hmm.
And after I gave birth to my twins, she said, I just wanted to let you know that you were never losing it.
Yeah.
Because I really thought there was something wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out there was nothing wrong with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. That is incredible, Kelly. If I want to ask you now, if someone is new to this world, what is the difference between a psychic and a medium? Because this is a very common point of confusion.
Mm-hmm. So mediumship I knew I had. But psychic I didn't figure out until in my 20s.
Okay.
And a psychic I can see the past, the present, and the future.
Mm-hmm.
Where mediumship is connecting with deceased loved ones.
Wow. And you can do both.
Correct.
Wow. Kelly, let's talk about the rising part of this conversation now. You said you can connect with people who have already passed away. So you are instrumental in playing a role when it comes to grief management or grief healing. What can you offer that a traditional psychologist cannot when it comes to grief healing?
Knowing that a lot of people come to me after they lose children.
Mm-hmm.
Me being able to communicate with that child or let them know what their child is even doing, it's huge for healing.
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing that I have just pinpointed all these information that I would have never known, and then whatever information I received, it really makes that family member kind of feel better and realize that there really is life after death.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Kelly, how do you yourself deal with these sessions? I know this is very heavy energy. We are talking grief, trauma, loss. How do you deal with them?
At first, I guess it's something you get caught up in. But then you got to step back, because if you get caught up in theirs, you're never going to see the messages. So it's easier to try to put a wall down.
Yeah.
You can hear from this side, compassionate about what they're going through, for sure. But yeah, you can't get caught up in it. Otherwise, you're never going to get messages.
Yeah. Kelly, on a personal note, I would like to know, when you connect with someone who has already passed on, what kind of energy do you feel? Like, you are not calling for them, they come themselves, right? So how do you feel that energy during that session? Is that energy heavy, or like, how do they communicate with you?
No, I can't say if it comes heavy at all. It depends on the individual.
Okay.
Like, I've had one lady come, and I used to do the readings in the main part of the house before the pandemic. And I opened the door and I said to her, well, you can tell your husband to come in. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, well, there's a man in your back seat. And I described him, and she's like, oh my God, that's my husband. And he was on the other side.
Oh.
It just depends on the individual. I had a family come to me. I get phone calls, I'm being referred to you. And the one time in particular, this niece and her aunt came, and aunt sat over there, the young one sat over here, and she handed me a picture. As soon as I seen that picture, I knew exactly what was going on and who it was. And it turned out this lady was missing for an easy 3 months at this point. And they were told that she walked out the front doors with a suitcase and left the kids behind. And what it was, she was missing from Peru. And this lady had been coming to me for 3 weeks, and I had been journaling.
Oh, wow.
So I had a lot of info for them, and including that the man that was taking the picture of her and the supposed happy couple was also involved in her murder. And it turned out, she said there was 4 people involved. She was immense for information. Anyways, they had to let go of where she was at the end and try to fight to get the kids back.
Wow. Kelly, your service is truly beautiful, to be honest. Like,
Thank
how you help giving people closures. And I don't think that family would have got it any other way, right? But the industry you're working in, it is often met with a lot of skepticism. People don't believe because they can't see that. You, as a professional for so many years, how do you deal with that?
Well, I tell them not to come and test me. It's a waste of their time and money. If they're actually there to receive, I must have the give and take.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're just going to block me. Most people on the, leave as believers, for sure. I mean, there's a few that come maybe not wanting to know what you have to say. That's pretty much the only ones that leave going, you're wrong.
Yeah. So the key is you have to be open enough to receive.
Right.
Yeah. So you do have clients who come just to test you?
Yes.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
very many.
Yeah.
Few ladies came, and I kept trying to go towards the sun in the reading, and she kept getting really defensive, and I'm like, there seems to be something going on there.
Yeah.
There's a bit of an issue, and she had no use to hear what I had to say, and she huffed and left. And then her friend came in, and I said to her about her relationship is, it's not great. And she had said, well, what do you get that from the picture? And I said, no. And then they weren't even living in the same house. I don't know about you, but what kind of a marriage was that? But in the end, the lady started coming around with the relationship, and then she had mentioned her friend. And I said, you know how many times I tried bringing information forth about her son, and she kept telling me no. And then she told me why. And I was like, well, she wouldn't let me go there. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Kelly, what kind of transformation do you see the most in your clients after your reading or a session with them?
A lot of them, depending on what they get that time, what happens during their reading, some of them are not so excited at the moment, or they think that you're filling them full of beans. And then I get these texts later. Oh my God, I thought you were crazy.
Yeah.
And everything that you've been saying is now unfolding. I had a lady that came and I said to her, you're going to have another baby. She never said anything. And then she came back last year and she said to me, you know what, I left here, I thought you were crackers. I sit before you 5 months pregnant with a girl, just like you said. She said, but I had just had a tummy tuck done. So
Okay.
that was the tightest pregnancy she'd ever had.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, maybe everything that you tell them in the beginning doesn't resonate.
Mm-hmm.
Later it does.
It does.
And everybody's, it doesn't unfold under a week, or it can take sometimes years before it all starts to come out.
Hmm.
There is no quick fix.
Yeah.
You just got to wait like everybody else.
Kelly, I had a very interesting conversation in my last podcast. So, he's a Hindu astrologer, so according to Indian mythology, right? And he did say about the concept of destiny. So, he said that everything is written. It's just a blueprint. We have that blueprint, and our life unfolds according to that. Now, when I'm hearing from you, it's also, I have this feeling that everything is predestined. Is that true?
I don't know necessarily, because you can wake up tomorrow and change what you're doing. So maybe I've said you're going to go this direction, and now you've woken up and said, I don't want to go that route now.
Yeah.
So then you're changing direction.
Yeah. So there is free will.
Always free will.
Always free will. Yeah. That is so amazing to know. Thank you so much, Kelly.
You're welcome.
After being involved with such energetic work, I want to ask you, how do you yourself remain grounded and human?
A lot of affirmations before I start a reading,
Okay.
and when it comes to a close.
So affirmations do work.
Oh, they do. I always call for the angels, archangels, and God, and anybody from the white light, and my ancestors before I start a reading.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you do any daily or weekly practices that helps you preserve your energy?
No.
No.
Probably should, but no.
Huh.
Yeah.
But this work does get heavy, right?
Just depends on the people you're dealing with,
Okay.
really.
Everybody has their own energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Kelly, I know that you have been doing this for a very long time, right? What do you think? Is there a time comes when there is a little bit ego or anxiety rather than intuition in your line of work?
Not necessarily. It just depends on, I think maybe once I know for sure.
Okay. Yeah. And how do you rectify that? Or there's no need?
Well, I guess he shouldn't have thought it was okay to keep cheating on his wife.
Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelly, are there any boundaries that are very important or essential in your line of work?
On the most part, don't get caught up in who you're reading. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Kelly, you did mention that you do deal with children.
Yes.
Does that get heavy?
Well, you mean families losing their children?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like the gentleman that came the other day, his son's been gone a year now, and his wife is grieving immensely, and so is he, but she doesn't reach out, where his son comes through, and he's so clear. That gives the dad a sense of, he's fine. It makes me feel a bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just depends on the individual. I had a couple come, the mom first, their son got swept away in the river, and he was leaving all kinds of messages to her, but when the dad come in, no. It's hit or miss, really.
Yeah.
Where they choose to put their energy in or not.
Yeah. All right. Moving on, Kelly. Now it's time for our Mythbuster segment. Your field is full of misconceptions. So, I'm going to throw you some myths your way, and you have to tell me if they're confirmed or busted and why.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, the first myth is that psychic mediums know everything about everyone.
No. You only receive very few details, really. Otherwise, nobody would need to get up every day.
Yeah, yeah. Next myth. You're on all the time and can't turn it off.
Not intentionally.
So you can turn the switch off anytime.
Yeah, you just get busy doing something else.
Yeah. Spirit communication is scary.
It can be.
Okay.
Up top, there was a haunting I went to in Chilliwack, and it had to do. They first thought their son was schizophrenic until they happened to mention that the boy seen his uncle outside, and he didn't know this uncle or his name or what he looked like. This little boy was only 3. So then they started thinking, okay, there's something to what he's saying.
Yeah.
And that's how I got called. And that little guy was phenomenal. He kept getting what he thought they were showing themselves as little people, and they're not. So when you have something from the dark coming through, there's generally a porthole or something going on in your house. And it got so bad in their place, this thing kept coming. The porthole was in the boy's bedroom closet. And it kept telling, I can't say the little guy's name, that it was going to kill his parents over and over. And of course, he's telling the parents. And then when I came in there, what I picked up on for the vast majority was there was a couple really old native ladies there. They were trying to help out. The portal in the bedroom, he said that the boy kept saying that they were little. And to me, it's just shape-shifting.
Yeah.
So it's in a form that a child can accept.
Yeah.
What I seen was something completely different. There was a lot of negatives, and this one figure kept coming in. Well, it got so bad in there that they hooked up cameras finally, like I said, and they took the boys in their bed. And keep in mind, now they've got the little medium in there.
Yeah.
Well, that got really bad. It ripped the blankets off them in the middle of the night. But it didn't just rip them, it shredded them.
Wow.
Right? And then we see this orb going into the closet. Then another time there's marks all over the windows. In the bathroom, I'm the mirror I meant. And then, we come in, we measure. There's no way it was a human hand.
Yeah.
And it just got worse, and it turns out that the mom ended up with cancer, and she just passed away.
Oh, no.
The father kept trying to get her to move out of there, but she wouldn't do it. And as soon as she passed, he did move.
Wow. And this was in Chilliwack.
Yeah.
So there are haunted places in and around here.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes? Oh, wow. Okay. My next question. Can you see something's going to happen in the future that has to happen and cannot be avoided?
Yes, but not intentionally.
Yeah, but it does come through to you.
Yeah. And that's generally when you get the biggest people saying, you don't know what you're talking about. And then you get the texting later going, oh my God.
Wow. You have to be born gifted. You cannot develop intuition.
I think everybody's born gifted, to be honest. That's why they approach children.
Yeah.
But a lot of families don't believe in it. Or they don't want to believe in it.
Yeah.
So children are told not to believe.
That's true.
I think can you become a full blown? I think it just depends how many years you spend practicing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have never met anybody that's self-trained
Okay.
that I know of.
Hmm.
But it doesn't mean it won't happen.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just turning on something that you perhaps already turned off.
Yeah. Hmm. Kelly, is there any misconception about your field of work that really, really frustrates you?
A lot of people think that you're a fake because they can't see the results come out. Or you tell them something and they don't believe you at the moment.
Yeah.
Or it'll never happen.
Hmm.
And then it does. I don't sit and tell people what I want their life to be.
Correct.
They are the ones bringing the energy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I started using tarot cards. It took me years practicing with them to make sure that what comes out of them is accurate.
Hmm.
And it's pretty accurate.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, many people doubt that is there a science behind tarot? Is there any?
I don't know about science. It just, I don't even know how to explain it. It just works with your energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I'm doing a virtual, I tell you, that's tough. Because you're pulling on their energy through your phone. And then you're shuffling for them, trying to get their answers. So are you going to get as a fulfilling of a reading through virtual? Some do, some don't. Maybe other people on the other end aren't fully into it.
Yeah.
So you're really not pulling up on everything you should be.
Okay. But if when it's one-on-one and the person is actually shuffling the cards with their own hands?
Big difference.
Big difference.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I love in person.
Yeah. I have seen that, and I can truly say that it works. It is very, very, very accurate.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've made a lot of non-believers believers.
Yes.
It just takes time. It doesn't unfold overnight.
Kelly, one thing I am deeply curious about. I want to know, how do you connect with people who have passed on?
It depends on the individual. Some will materialize in the room. Others will touch, generally on my right.
Okay.
I'll get to hear, see and hear. Some walk in.
Okay. And the messages that they give, do they come as words, emotions, or pictures?
Some give pictures. That's what I mean when I do that. They just show it. It's like they're in my head.
Oh.
And other people give words. Once again, it doesn't always mean that you're hearing it here. You just hear it. I don't know how to explain it. Some, it sounds like they're talking to you in your ear. Other people will walk in. Through that, sometimes I get visuals, maybe how they died, who they were. It just depends on the individual and how they choose to communicate. Some I can hear, like I had that gentleman the other day came about his son. His son, interesting, very nice young man, and he never spoke when his dad was in the room. Yeah. And then I could hear him plain as day. And of course, to me, I can see him, so I'll turn and talk to him. And then when his dad came back in, and his dad, I was saying, how nice demeanor and everything his son had. And he said, yeah, he was, as parents want to believe, perfect. And his son's kind of snickering, and he said, "Not always, Dad." But, you get that interacting.
Yeah.
Not all do that.
Mm-hmm.
They show themselves in various ways.
Wow. Kelly, this brings me to my other question. I understand that energies are everywhere, right? We are not always alone. The things that we can't see, we call them spirits, but they are around us.
Correct.
Now, spirits, if they want to communicate with you, how do they know that you can see them or you can feel them?
I don't know. I asked my friend Ralph Hurst a long time ago, and he said it's like you're a lighthouse.
Okay.
Because he was a medium, and that's about the only way he could explain it.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's like a beacon, right? When they pass over, I guess they know who can see them.
Correct. Kelly, one of the topics these days that is on everybody's mind is relationships. And relationships are not as easy as they were in the past. Do you get lots of clients who come to you to ask them about their relationships?
Yes.
Yeah.
First and foremost, anybody that sits down, I let them know I'm very straightforward. I'm not here to BS you, and anything I see, I just tell you like it is. And some people don't like to hear how it is.
Yeah. So, what is one of the biggest red flags that you see in your line of work that people ignore when it comes to relationships?
I see it's going nowhere. And it's not just because there's a scenario unfolding, like cheating per se.
Correct.
And a lot of people think that it's not happening. Then they get a bird's eye view later.
And then they text
Nobody
you.
wants to believe it.
Yeah.
Who does?
Yeah, that's
Right?
so true. That's so true. Wow. Very intriguing. All right. Moving on, Kelly. This is one of my favorite rounds. It is called rapid fire. So I'm going to ask you some rapid questions and you'll give me rapid answers for that.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. First question, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Morning ritual or evening wind down?
Drink it right till I go to bed.
One word clients use after a session.
Thank you.
Most misunderstood spiritual term.
Can't think of one, really. I think it depends on the individual.
Okay. Protection ritual. Is it simple or elaborate?
It's simple to me, but other people might think it's elaborate.
Okay. Cards, signs, or symbols?
Cards, signs, or symbols? Signs.
Signs. Spirit messages. Are they subtle or loud?
Depends on the individual.
Okay. One thing you wish people trusted more?
Their gut
Yeah.
and their dreams. If people paid attention more to their dreams,
Yeah.
they'd realize that the spirit guides, God and the angels, are trying to communicate with them too.
Yeah. People usually ignore the dreams thinking, oh, it's my subconscious or it's something that, is coming from my memory. But I believe dreams really tell you a lot.
I'm hoping my kids write a book with mine.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Kelly, do you have any advice for someone who wants to explore their spirituality through this medium, but they're scared to do so?
I got to say, the biggest life lesson I ever had, I was always the most practical person. So when I started having to figure out how to receive in a session, that was a little tricky. And I got to say, you got to go with, don't always try to be so practical that you're ignoring the signs.
Yeah.
Because it's not that easy. And the whispers sometimes are very faint, Or if you're standing at a corner and somebody starts giving you a message, listen. Don't step off the curb. Are you going to listen? Highly likely now,
Yeah.
Before it would have went,
That's true. That's true. Wow. I love this conversation, Kelly. This is so grounding to know that there are more things that catches our eyes. There is more to this universe. There is more to how we live every day. And of course, there are more energies in and around us than we think. And it is profound. Is there any message you would like to give to our audience today?
you're really forming your own reality. You see what you want to see. Literally. If you think something is okay, I suppose it is. But in the long term, no. If you have a gut feeling that says something's not right, go with it.
Go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Kelly.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for the conversation that we had today. And it is very practical, it is full of wisdom, and it is enlightening more than the books can teach us. I love this conversation with you.
Thank you.
And to my lovely audience, we'll be sharing Kelly's information on the screen, and you can get hold of her to get your own reading and just meet her in person. She's a lovely, lovely human being. And if this episode resonated with you, please make sure to share it with someone who is curious, questioning, or just on their own spiritual path. I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, please take care of yourself, stay rooted, and keep rising. Thank you so much.